Welcome back to our channel. Listening to stories is one of the best ways to improve your English. Today, we have a very special story for you. It is about a small town, an old man, and a beautiful secret. Please listen carefully to the words and the pronunciation. Let us begin our story. Many years ago, there was a quiet town called Oakhaven. The town was beautiful, and it was famous for one thing. It was famous for its clocks. Every house in the town had a clock, and every clock worked perfectly. In the middle of the town square, there was a very big clock tower. This tower controlled the life of everyone in Oakhaven. It told the people when to wake up, when to work, and when to sleep. The people trusted the clock tower completely. The man who looked after all these clocks was named Thomas. Thomas was an old clockmaker. He had kind eyes, gray hair, and hands that were always busy. Thomas spent his whole life in his small workshop. He did not talk very much, but he was a very good listener. He listened to the stories of the townspeople, and he listened to the steady, quiet ticking of his clocks. Everyone in the town loved Thomas because he could fix any clock. It did not matter how broken or how old a clock was. Thomas could always make it work again. But the townspeople noticed something strange about him. Thomas worked hard all day, but every evening at exactly 7 o'clock, he locked his workshop. No one knew what he did inside after 7 o'clock. It was the biggest mystery in the town. One rainy evening, just a few minutes before 7 o'clock, the bell above the workshop door rang. A young man walked inside. His clothes were wet from the heavy rain, and he looked very worried. His name was Julian, and he was a traveler from a big city far away. In his hands, Julian held something special wrapped in a soft cloth. He placed it gently on Thomas's wooden table and uncovered it. It was a beautiful, old pocket watch made of silver. It looked very ancient, and it had strange pictures of stars and moons on it. Julian looked at the old clockmaker and said, "Please, sir, you must help me. This watch belonged to my grandfather. It stopped working 3 days ago. Since that day, my life has been very difficult and confusing. I feel lost. I visited many clockmakers in the city, but they all told me the same thing. They said it is impossible to fix." Thomas adjusted his glasses. He picked up the silver watch and looked at it very closely. He touched the small wheels inside. He did not say anything for a long time. The only sound in the room was the heavy rain hitting the window. Finally, Thomas looked up at the young man and smiled softly. "Nothing is truly impossible to fix," Thomas said. "But this watch needs a special kind of repair. It needs time and patience. Leave it with me tonight. Come back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Julian thanked the old clockmaker and walked out into the rainy night. Thomas waited until the big town clock struck 7. Then, he walked to the front door, turned the heavy key, and locked it. He closed the curtains so no one could see inside. Now, the real work began. Thomas did not go to sleep. Instead, he took the silver pocket watch to a special desk at the back of his shop. He pressed a secret button under the desk, and a small drawer opened. Inside the drawer were tiny, beautiful tools that he never showed to anyone. Thomas opened the back of the silver watch. The small wheels inside were beautiful, but they were dirty and full of old dust. For many hours, Thomas worked under the soft light of a candle. He cleaned every single part with great care. He fixed a broken spring with a new one that he made with his own hands. As he worked, Thomas talked softly to the watch. He did not just fix the metal parts. He put his love, his memories, and his peace into the watch. This was Thomas's great secret. He did not just repair clocks, he gave them a piece of his heart. That is why his clocks never failed. At exactly 3 o'clock in the morning, Thomas put the last piece into the watch. He held his breath and waited. For 1 second, the room was completely quiet. Then, the watch started to make a sound. Tick, tick, tick. The silver watch was alive again. The sound was clear and beautiful, like a gentle heartbeat. The next morning, the sun was shining bright, and the birds were singing in the trees. At exactly 8 o'clock, Julian returned to the workshop. He looked tired because he did not sleep well, but his eyes were full of hope. Thomas smiled and handed him the silver pocket watch. Julian held the watch close to his ear. When he heard the steady, strong ticking, a big smile appeared on his face. All his worry disappeared. "How did you do it?" Julian asked in surprise. "What was the secret?" Thomas looked at him kindly and said, "Many people think that time is just a machine made of wheels and springs. But time is alive. When you lose your direction in life, your time stops. To fix a clock, you must remind it of its purpose. Remember to value your time, Julian, and your life will be beautiful again." Julian thanked Thomas from the bottom of his heart. He paid the old man and left the town with a happy heart. The old clockmaker watched him from the window, happy to know that another life was moving forward again. Thank you for listening to this story today. I hope you enjoyed it and learned some new English words. If you want to improve your English every day, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to write a comment below and tell me, what was your favorite part of the story? See you in the next video.